Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well everybody, this is going to be my last Sofia the First blog that I'm going to be sharing with you this September, even though October has just begun, but that's besides the point. Anyway, as I said in a few of my older videos, back during my elementary through late college age, I played several weekend sports like soccer and baseball, and believe me, I really miss those old days, especially when it came to playing with some of my closest friends like Stephen James Smead, for example. But on the topic of sports, there once was a time during Season 2 where Princess Sofia played a game called Dazzleball. The question is, does this episode make up for the last episode I looked at? Well, let's find out. Airing on television on March 27th, 2015, this is A Tale of Two Teams. And now, let's get started. In this episode, when practicing for the Dazzleball championship game, Princess Sofia finds herself torn between deciding whether to be on Enchantia's Royal Redhawks team or her original Dunwoody Ducks team. And that's basically the whole plot in a nutshell. So, what are my thoughts? Well, to me, this episode, while not technically perfect, was a lot of fun, and after watching it again online, it really did cheer me up a bit after blogging The Littlest Princess. But now, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, firstly, I must mention that this episode was one of 3 that aired on March 27th, 2015. The others being In a Tizzy, which I may get to in November, and the other being Clover Time, which I already blogged about 6 months ago. Fun fact, this episode was one of 11 written by Michael G. Stern, who also wrote the Lucky Duck special. Plus, the moral of this episode is, always be true to yourself and do what you think is right, which to me feels like a similar lesson that was learned in the Leaf Song Festival, Carol the Arrow, and The Silent Night. Plus, the episode's title kind of makes me think of A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. As for the animation, well, to me, the CGI animation by Toei is still excellent, and I think the best part about it is the practice games and the ultimate game at the end. Plus, I think Dazzleball is a really creative and nostalgic sport, due to the ball randomly transforming into either a soccer ball, a football, or a frisbee. Also, the funniest scene in this episode, in my opinion, is the scene where Lucinda uses her wand to conjure up a brick wall to prevent the ball from reaching the goal, which of course is a foul, or against the rules. Also, I find it pretty interesting that Meg is in this episode without her twin sister Peg. And I also like the part where Princess Sofia tries to get advice from Clover and her mom, Queen Miranda. And now we come to the episode's song, Play With Us, which is sung by Amber and James while trying to convince Sofia to play on the Royal Redhawks instead of the Dunwoody Ducks. To me, while this song is another great one to listen to, heck, I even bought it from iTunes before the episode aired on TV, I find it to be a bit manipulative and a little bit too persuasive. Still, I kind of like how the song mentions that family is a lot more important, but still a great song to listen to nonetheless, and an awesome one as well. And now let's move on to the characters and the voice actors. Princess Sofia is voiced once again by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, young Trixie in Speed Racer, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs The Lost Village. In my opinion, Sofia is still a sweet and caring princess, and while she's now royal, she's still loyal to her village friends due to the fact that she used to be a commoner. However, in this episode, Sofia is conflicted between playing Dazzleball for the royals or the villagers. Plus, while it was pretty silly of her to have a fake broken leg, I like that in the end, thanks to some wise advice from her mom, Sofia chose to play with her village friends of her own volition. Sofia's siblings, Princess Amber and Prince James, are voiced by Darcy Rose Byrnes and Tyler Myrna. To me, I like that throughout certain episodes, both Amber and James try their best to help Sofia fit in as a royal, even though they don't always succeed. But during this episode, they try to convince Sofia to play for their team due to her being part of their family. Also, while Amber has been assigned as the Red Hawks coach, which kind of makes sense due to her dislike for playing outdoor sports, and I like that she's designed the Red Hawks uniforms, at the same time, I don't really think she makes a good coach, because she treats the game more like a fashion show. Heck, even the other royal children find her coaching very nonsensical. Next is Jade, voiced by Isabella Akers. To me, Jade sticks out a lot in this episode compared to Ruby or the other Dunwitty ducks. While she loves having fun, at the same time, she loves winning more to the point of being a bad sport, which is shown when she gives Sofia the enemy treatment when she played for the Red Hawks, and she didn't forgive her even when she rejoined the Ducks. And it took Sofia helping them win to make Jade forgive her. Plus, because Jade has been constantly slipping and missing the ball throughout most of the episode, it's revealed that Jade needed glasses to see, and I'm glad that Sophia's steward, Bailiwick, got her a pair. The rest of the cast includes Merritt Layton as Lucinda, Cade Sutton as Prince Xandar, Fiona Bishop as Meg, Olivia Grace as Princess Maya, Diamond White as Ruby Henshaw, and Michaela Z as Princess June. And now on to my final words. Overall, A Tale of Two Teams was a pretty good and fun episode, but at the same time, it's not perfect. Not only does it bring back fond childhood memories from my after-school and weekend sport days, but the CGI animation is excellent, the episode's plot makes a great conflict story, the song Play With Us is awesome, Sofia is a relatable and sympathetic main character, while choosing to play whether with the royals or the village children, and I think it was sweet to see several characters that viewers haven't seen in a long time, like Khalid, Xandar, Maya, Lucinda, and June. Jade may have been a bad sport, but her poor eyesight made her very understandable, and Amber wasn't really a good coach. Also, the action is very intense with the Dazzleball game, and I like that the episode ends on a moral of having to make very difficult decisions and how sometimes you can't always satisfy everybody. Lastly, this episode is great for anyone who loves sport-related episodes, and it's also a huge improvement over the Tri-Kingdom Picnic episode, if you ask me. So, my rating for this episode will be an 85% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Join me for my next blog, where I look at one of my favorite movies from the 1980s, which will take us on an underground treasure hunt. Mustang Power.